In this lecture, we're going to continue formatting our document using the traditional method, and in this case, I'm going to add a title. Now, I've put a title page as a downloadable resource on this lecture, so go ahead and download that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go File, Open, my title, and I guess, it's already open, so let me go to my title page, and here you can see that I've mapped everything out with square brackets that you need to replace in the title. So just go ahead and copy it by selecting it, right-clicking and saying copy, and then we'll come back to our book, go to the front, and say paste. And that gives us a standard title page. Now, you go through and you replace everything that's in square brackets. For instance, this bolded title here is going to be Not Long After Midnight. By author would be me. Now what I like to do is I like to come out with version numbers. So the first version that I come out with is 1.0, and then once I edit it, it becomes 1.1, and next major version becomes 2.0, and so on. So this is an unedited first version, and the date is going to be June 6th, 2018. It is published by me in 2018, and you can find out more about Brian Jackson at my URL. And here's how you configure the URL. You go here, select it, and you go up to, where's insert? Insert link. And here you get to type the text to display. So I'm going to make them both exactly the same. That's the text to display is my URL. And I'm going to copy it, and that's actually the address to go to as well. So let's paste that down here. We'll say OK. So now it says if you want to learn more about Brian Jackson, go to my homepage. And that's it. We've now formatted the title page. So we've got a title page going into very clean text. Now the next thing we might do, and this is optional, is insert a table of contents. And to do that, you go before your very first chapter, and you say references, table of contents. Now the type that I like to insert is a custom table of contents. And I like to come down here and say unclick show page numbers so that they don't get shown. It looks kind of funky in a Kindle book to show page numbers since they don't make any sense. And we'll say OK. And we should now have, okay, there we go. We got our table of contents. Let's go ahead here and put table of contents as the chapter heading, and let's go to home and format that as a head 1. Now we've got the table of contents off on its own chapter. There we go. So this actually isn't a story that's in here. What I can do is I can select just the first item, and if I don't want it, I can go ahead and delete it, and I've got the rest. And these are links then into the document to the various chapters. So that's pretty much it for configuring an ebook. Now you've got a choice. What I used to do in the past is I would save this document as my ebook document, and then I would format a print-on-demand paperback document. Now, in this case, we're going to do both the same because it doesn't hurt. The modifications we make to make a print-on-demand paperback to format the manuscript for that are not going to affect the ebook. So let's go ahead and we'll continue on with what we would do to format a print-on-demand paperback. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Layout, and page size now matters on print-on-demand paperbacks. So I'm going to go to Size, and here I'm going to go for more paper sizes, and I want my width to be 6 inches and my height to be 9 inches. And we'll say OK. And you'll see that my paper should shrink. Or I guess the text gets bigger is what actually happens because I'm stretching the whole page. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to margins. And I want 0.75 inch margins all the way around. Okay, here's moderate. I can get them most of the way. And then I go to custom margins. And I can type the top and bottom I want to be 0.75 as well. Okay, so narrower margins. And now we're almost formatted for a print-on-demand paperback. We had this nice clean document to start with. And now the final thing we need is headers and footers. So to do that, we go to Insert, and I say Header. And I like this 3-column header style. And I don't use the middle column, but I do use the left and right. So just like replacing the square brackets in the title, you do the same here. So I'm going to say on the left side, the name of the book. There we go. And it's got a little space in front of it, so I'm going to delete that. Then I'm going to go to the middle, and that I'm just going to have be a space. And then I'm going to take the right one, and I'm going to have it say Brian Jackson. So that will be our standard running header. Now the other thing that I like to do is I like to move things out just a little bit because they get a little cramped. So I go 0.04 and 0.05 on the top and bottom margin, or 0.04 on both of them. And then I say, see, now I've got a little bit of space between the header and the text, and I say go ahead and close. Now that's the header. To insert the page number, what I do is instead of saying insert footer, I insert page number. And what I like is I like at the bottom of the page number, and I like it centered. Like that. So there you go. We've now formatted the document for print-on-demand paperback publication, and it will also work for Kindle ebook publication. So the final thing that we do is we go and we say File, Save, and this is saved under Traditional. We now have our traditionally formatted document.